The clip above was recorded and posted on November 5th, 2024. It captures Elvis Chepkosa mid-flex and in full confidence along Mombasa Road. He was on top of the world, had a smile on his face and felt untouchable. Because in a way, he was. Elvis went from a humble dropout to a kingpin, all before the age of 31. He even sponsored Kalenjin artists and also himself in cash. Unfortunately, he went from stability to suddenly vanishing with his best friend Muge. Hello and welcome to Dark Hour Dogs, where shadows speak and the truth finds light. Today on Dark Hour Dogs, we trace the crazy story of Elvis Chepkosa, a Kenyan scammer who fleeced millions and vanished. Viewer discretion is advised. The story of Elvis begins in Chepalungu, a small village nestled in Bomet County. Kelvin kiplangat aka Elvis Chepkosa was born into a humble family that could hardly afford his school fees. He therefore dropped out of school in Standard 7, but even then, his eyes sparkled with ambition. He taught himself how to hustle. He hawked chapatis, sold airtime, and even helped matatu operators run their phones. He learned the ropes early and success to him was all about outsmarting the next guy. Within a few years, that hustle grew. Elvis had a house going up in construction. The house was not a two-room shack, but a multi-story stone house with a fancy gate. He finished building this house at the age of 31 and paid it all in cash. The estimated cost of building this house was around 20 to 30 million Kenya shillings. There was no mortgage, and the money came from nowhere else but cash. He shot from just a boy to a Nairobi big shot overnight. So, where did the cash come from? Is it SIM swap, a scam where criminals hijack your phone number? Imagine your phone is dead, you call the provider, and all you get is that your SIM card is lost. Then scammers instantly impersonate you, swap your SIM on another device, and then they drain your bank empty. Elvis and his gang targeted mobile users, their banks, and emptied their accounts. They stole phones too, ruined lives, and funneled the stolen money into sleek tuk-tuks, expensive clothes, and flashy TikTok clips. This money was also used in entertainment, where some Kalenjin hitmakers gave shoutouts such as Chairman Chepkosa and Chepalungu Kingpin in their songs. In August 2024, the DCI raided Bomet and seized records and money estimated at 50 million shillings. Two right-hand men who worked with Elvis were arrested, but he and his partner Muge were nowhere to be seen. Before his disappearance, Elvis had begun recruiting more people to his gang, commonly known as the Mulot Gang. He even charged a fee to train new recruits in the avenue of sim-swap fraud. His best friend Dominic Kipngeno, aka Muge, was amongst the first trainees. This meant that they were able to dress in the finest clothes, flew, partied, and even drove expensive cars. They had even been arrested by the DCI in early 2022 and released. Details surrounding their release then were unclear. Besides, Elvis Chepkosa, alongside others such as Hilary Kipngeno, Joseph Kirui, and Emmanuel Kibet, were arrested in March 2024. They were accused of a robbery that had occurred in the Upper Hill Estate on December 2023. Their life in crime was finally catching up. However, they were released, and this led to their disappearance. On the November 5th TikTok video, Elvis looked untouchable. However, he disappeared hours later with no trace, no phone call, and no sign. Friends and family said that he was last seen with his best friend Muge, the son of a local fire station boss. They vanished, leaving their girlfriends and sponsors bewildered. But while news blinked about Bomet's arrest, the real story was happening behind closed doors, or inside a forest. Word is, they were abducted and told to call their parents for ransom demand. But by whom? The police remained silent, and the DCI only said that any case of disappearance linked to economic crimes will not be probed. Their families did not know whether to plead, pay ransom, or report theft for economic crimes. One mother was recorded saying, "Where are our sons?" Two families are in agony. And
this evening, two families in Bomet County are seeking answers from the government on the whereabouts of their kin. The two men, Kelvin Kiplangat, alias Elvis, and Dominic Kipngeno, alias Muge, Were,
at this point, the DCI stepped in but slowly. WhatsApp statuses and updates fizzled out. Investigators said that they could not yet confirm a kidnapping. Or was it better to say that the victims were criminals? Meanwhile, TikTok and X went wild. The hashtag #FindElvisChepkosa trended among crime watchers and village youths. Some claimed that he had paid for his sins, and others stressed that it was bigger than he was. Adding to the above theories, a syndicate boss went dark, and it was either because he faked his death or he got taken out by some unknown individuals. The community was left divided. Over time, social media transformed the story. For example, on TikTok, memes were able to earn thousands of hearts. There were videos of Elvis rolling in cash, then rolling into thin air. Young hustlers' posts read, "If he could, why can't I?" But there was also criticism. Some people said that these boys had ruined people's lives and that they should be held accountable. Even Muge's girlfriend spoke out that she demanded justice. By the end of December, one viral clip even reenacted the alleged kidnapping. The clip contained blurs, masked men, and a fake van, which was all a haunting soundscape. Let us separate facts from fiction. On top of the pile, there is money, fame, and disappearance. But we have no ransom call, no charges, and no arrests were made since the ones back in Bomet. Also, there is no physical or digital trace of their whereabouts. If you are thinking that maybe he fled, then you are not alone. But fleeing with millions in cash or assets takes time. Yet Elvis vanished in hours as cameras were rolling. So, what is real and what is performance?
The Directorate of Criminal Investigations has unveiled the mastermind of the now famous Mulot SIM swap syndicate in the county of Bomet. One of the victims of the fraud was also in the security sector, had earlier warned that there is more than just one. NTV's Ngina Kirori interrogates the reported collusion undertaken between company agents and some of the fraudsters involved.
The story of Elvis Chepkosa sits inside a larger plague, the plague of Kenya's digital era scams. This is not an isolated case. From partaking in SIM swaps to investments apps, where millions are lost each year. These scams have resulted in telecommunication firms in Kenya improving safeguards on SIM swaps since 2022. But criminals are vastly innovative and have already moved towards voicemails without phone calls, social engineering, calls that mimic service centers. The society remains divided as some condemn scammers as pariahs, while others almost envy them. They have been tagged as the modern bandit who is clever, ruthless, and operates online.
Not an old person. He's a young guy. He's a young guy in the ages of 30. And he's a key person who is coordinating the recruitments. He recruits young boys to operate as agents, have this idea, and at the same time infiltrating the company employees for purpose of getting these critical data.
So what happens now? Police can keep digging or quietly close the file. Families can keep waiting or hire investigators to hunt the truth. TikTok can also spin new conspiracy videos or finally bring to light a trail of clues. Meanwhile, sponsors and Kalenjin artists that benefited still remain silent. Was Elvis a benefactor or just a funder of dirty money? Elvis Chepkosa made a choice. His decision was to chase quick money in the digital shadows. He built palaces, became a hero for some, a villain for many, and then he disappeared. This story is still unfinished. Will he emerge again? Will justice ever reach him? We don't know. But we do know that behind the clicks and viral posts are real people and victims of digital crime. This has been Dark Hour Docs, and thanks for watching. If you want more deep dives into Kenyans' wildest news, hit like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell to be notified when I upload.